I'm gonna see if I'll bubble that tent one. Because
What's the head?
hold
What's the head? What's the head? What's the head? What's the head?
this is one hole. We're gonna see if it made it. Just gonna take a little peek inside. Aww. Didn't make it.
He might. Let's try that little baby one.
Let's try this little baby one. I hope he's okay. Ah! He might make it. The walk is really cold. He might make it. Now let's check this one.
This one.
No.
And this one. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Hey guys, it's Saturday, May 29th. It's going to be a pretty quick garden tour today because we had some extreme frost last week. So unfortunately, a lot of the work that we did is pretty much ruined. We had 3 days in a row with below zero temperatures. The first one was Wednesday night. We got down to about -4, so it was a mad dash to cover everything up. And after that night, we looked like we were in pretty good shape. We lost a couple tomato plants, a couple winter squashes, nothing too severe. But then the next night was a cold day, and then the next night was we woke up to -6. And that pretty much finished everything off. Finished all the more sensitive plants off. They really didn't stand a chance. And then the night after that, we were at -2. And yeah, that was... but it didn't really matter. By that point, everything was long gone. So, discouraging, yes, but it's not the end of the world. We can always go to the greenhouses and pick up some plants, which is what we had to do. So let's do a quick tour and see where we're at. Okay, where the cucumbers were, there is now nothing because they were the first to go. Oddly enough, we did have one kind of survive. I'm not sure how all the plants are damaged by frost except for one. Cherry plants are doing well. Peas apparently can survive anything. Beans did not make it. We had a few plants on each stake poking through, but they have since not survived the frost. So we got to put a few more seeds in the ground, and the butternut. Yeah, they're long gone. Cucamelons, long gone. Unfortunately, the frost did damage. We've been picking quite a bit of asparagus, but all these stalks are damaged. Onions coming up. Carrots, lots of carrots starting to come up. They didn't have any trouble. We did put the poly over the beds that had the supports in. So the romaine that was out, it had no problem. This is the bok choy that was put in today, and obviously kale and Swiss chard. They like the frosty weather. And very reminiscent of last year, the pepper plants did not fare very well. However, I am not going to remove them because they are already starting to grow new shoots at the leaf nodes. So while it did probably set them back, oh, maybe a week or two, they will all be perfectly fine, oddly enough. Celery at the end, having absolutely no trouble. And there weren't any plants here. We're saving these spots for the habaneros that we still have inside. And we had the poly over the cabbages, broccoli, and cauliflower bed. And of course, they're doing well. Another bunch of plants that actually enjoy the cold weather. We just throw the poly right on over the bug netting, try to save a little bit of work, but they all survived. Not so for the tomatoes, as you can see. Yeah, they didn't stand a chance. We wrapped them up, but there's just no heat. There's such a small bed. Even if we were able to put poly on it, it's such a narrow and small bed. There just isn't enough surface area. You're just not trapping enough heat to stay warm enough for the entire night. So yeah, there was no getting around it. It was really cold, and it took them out. One of the zucchini plants looked like it survived. I have a couple. I think these are the yeah, so that's the zucchini plant. That one survived. One of the patty pans survived. A few of the melon plants survived. And that is reminiscent of a groundhog that we have moved in, that has moved in nearby. And I don't think any of these winter squash, no, those two have survived. There's a couple here that survived. That one's doing all right. These are the watermelons. Oddly enough, something that you would think wouldn't stand a chance, actually did better than most. Blueberry plants really took a hit. Looking like they're in pretty rough shape. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. This weather was very uncharacteristic. I mean, we can get nights this close to June that, you know, hover around the freezing point, and, you know, if you cover everything, poly everything, it survives quite easily without any trouble. And the blueberry plants have no problem with temperatures in the around the freezing point. But again, this was really cold, so I'm not exactly sure how these are going to recover, and I'm not exactly sure what these blossoms will do after that frost. But I guess we'll find out. And the strawberry plants, the plants that were out, are doing fine. They don't mind the cold, and we have a few more plants starting to show up. Still haven't gotten around to weeding this bed, but yeah, strawberry plants, no problem with the cold. All right, so there you go. Disappointing, yes, but again, unfortunately, we can't control the weather, so there's always a gamble putting things out early. We weren't actually that early, any earlier than previous years. The May long weekend is pretty typical for when everybody puts out their plants. So, you know, it was just it's just one of those things. I think next year this is going to influence when I start my seeds inside. I think we're just going to start planning for a June 1st planting out, and then we'll work. We may plant things out on the May long weekend, the more hardier, broccoli, cauliflower, all those types of things. But I think for the majority of the plants, we're gonna I'm gonna start planning for a June 1st or the first weekend in June to plant everything out, and yeah, so I'm gonna push back my seed starting indoors as a result of this year. And actually, there was a late frost last year, but it was a lot milder. This one was severe, and again, it was over 3 days, so it was pretty tough to save any plants. Now, like I said, we did, as a result of all this, we purchased a whole bunch of plants from a local nursery. We're not going to put them out yet. There is still some cold nights in the forecast, so it'll probably won't be till next weekend that we actually get those plants in the ground. That's late, but nothing really, nothing we can do about it. Don't want to lose another round of seedlings. So that's it for me. I'll see you guys later.
It's yellow on the outside and it's black. Okay. I'm gonna come it up.
No, no touch. Go say hello.
Don't do that.
No touch.
Bad. No one. Bad.